My name is Mogens Lykketoft. I've been in Danish politics for many years, and I was in 2015 to 2016 the president of the UN General Assembly. I experienced during that time the very strong resistance from all of the world against the American blockade of the Cuban economy, with its extraterritorial consequences. Ships going to Cuba are not able to land in America, and so on. And all this have, over the years, of course, damaged the Cuban economic development, but it is also condemned as a very heavy breach to any kind of international norms. We expected that this blockade, going on for decades, would finally end when President Obama, in his last years as president, opened up towards Cuba and actually visited the country in the spring of 2016. Cuba at that time was also recognized as a very important player in peacekeeping in Latin America. Cuba, together with Norway, were the two countries facilitating the negotiations between the government of Colombia and the FARC resistance movement to make peace. And I was personally in Havana, Cuba in June 2016 to meet with those who were negotiating the peace, including nearly all presidents of Latin America and the Secretary General of the UN as well. And there was this recognition that Cuba was not, as the Americans often say, a terrorist state, but a state trying to facilitate peace in the region. I also had meetings with the Cuban Foreign Minister, Bruno Rodriguez, when I visited Havana. There was a very good discussion, and both of us were expecting that finally this mad blockade policy would end. We all know it didn't happen. I think most people also following the development recognize that it didn't happen because President Trump was elected, turned around the American policy, but also that the Cuban exile voters, particularly in the state of Florida, became so important in the very delicate play about American presidency that even the present president have not done anything to remove the unacceptable blockade of Cuba in spite of the opinion of the whole global society.